guys, here we are. We're going to try this new thing with the live feed videos. And so bear with me. I don't have it quite set up with my cell phone. But what we're going to work on, making a couple of costumes. And this is going to be one of them. So this stuff is going to be unedited, guys. So bear with me. So let me see if I can't get you down here to show what we got going on. Might be a little too close for you, but see what we can do. Alright, so what we're going to do, so I got these mannequin guys, and these arms pop right off of this thing. Just makes it a little easier to deal with. So all these mannequins I got came with no heads. So these are, I put a piece of foam head on it, then I just wrap it with some plaster and stuff like that to give it some kind of head that you can work with. So we're gonna make her nude. Maybe. So these mannequins here, guys, they come with their own stand. I got about 50. I have about 50 mannequins, so let me get another outfit for that. So what I did, guys, I went to the thrift store and bought a bunch of different scrubs. Some of them are different toned greens, so I tried to get the greens as much as possible close together. So these are pretty cool, pretty simple, easy stuff to make. Let's put a pair of pants on this lady. There we go. I'm not an expert at dressing women, so bear with me. So we're just going to put a quick knot in there. Just hold her cover pants, hopefully. So one thing about these mannequins, guys, is most of them are kind of small, so you have to keep working with them. Get her pants to stay up, especially if you got a bigger size pants. So you can't tighten them up. There we go. I'm going to find a shirt that kind of matches those. You see, it's just a little bit of a shade off, so it isn't bad. Probably no one's going to notice, but this one looks like it's more suitable. There we go. Now we put our arms back on. And you can do this without the arms. So how these attach, these have got magnets in them. They just steel to steel. Pretty cool little things to have. Excuse me. And I gotta find my mask. So what I got, guys, is just a homemade mask, and what I'll do is I'll just put them, since she has no ears, I'll just tie them back up with a rubber band or something. Piece of string, rubber band, whatever you got. Okay, I'll stay on there. And we'll spread this bad boy out. Spread it out wide so you can get good coverage on paint. I hope you guys can see that. So let me get on my big computer here, see if I can see what's going on, if I can see anything at all. Okay, I can't see no comments on that, so I have to watch you guys on there. You guys haven't checked out the Weird Kid Show? He just uploaded a video. It'll crack you up. He's funny as all get out. So go check out his show too. All right. So this is what we got, guys. And how I make the top is I make them simple. Is I'll take an old shirt or something there. I think I paid like maybe a buck or so for these. And what I'll do is I'll just cut the backs out of it, wad it up in the back, and just put a rubber band around the back to make the headband. I might have some cut up already. I might have to cut that up hopefully. As you can see, like on this shirt, guys, I just cut the back out of it. Another thing is with these costumes, guys, a lot of them will have a split up the back, and they'll have a string up here tying around the neck, and a couple strings going down the back to tight, so you guys can, you can put it on this way. If you, put your costume on this way, then somebody can tie you up in the back or however. That way it fits multiple sizes. Keep that in mind if you want to try that. That's pretty cool. All right, let me find a pair of scissors. Anyway, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a shirt up, and we're going to do the headband. Like I said, these shirts are pretty cheap, so you're really not losing any money off of them. Now, you can custom sew these if you want to. I might do that later on. I'm not really making them to sell or anything, so I'm just making them for my hunt eventually when it comes open. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to open it up this year, with me being a couple of months behind with all of the virus stuff going on, so it's kind of put a damper on a little bit of everything. So that's all you do, guys. Just cut you out the back of the shirt. And just wrap it over the head. Probably eventually, if I can get some good scrubs going on and find a place where I can buy them cheaply or whatever, I might make some and sell them later on. It all depends. These are fairly cheap for anybody to make, and So for less than, $5 probably for the whole outfit and a couple cans of spray paint, you got your own outfit. Yeah. So there we go, got that on there. What we'll do is what I'm going to use, guys, is spray paint. I got enamel paint. You could also use spray paint out of like house paint, stuff like that, latex paint, anything of that sort. But we'll be using a couple of different. I'm going to use enamel, latex, and some other paint as well. I'll show you how I'm going to do that. And with the blood, you can use regular paint on this, and you can also, if you want it to be real shiny and kind of thick blood on it, which I'll show you how I'm going to do that. I think I got a video on my other one how you do that, but I'll show you on this. You take epoxy, 5-minute epoxy, mix some food coloring or paint in it, throw it on there, and that stuff will stay nice and shiny and bright. So we're going to digi this thing up a little bit. Now, guys, I didn't rough this up or anything, so it's just going to be the way it is. But you can distress it if you want to. Eventually, I'm going to start distressing them to rip up the clothes a little bit more instead of cutting them. I'll do them a different way. There's a lot of us trial and error, a lot of fun to do. Hey, Misty. Glad to see you on. So, guys, I'm just using cheap paint. I got a little bit of lacquer, a little bit of project paint. So the thing on whenever you're starting to throw some paint on these costumes, you don't want to hold your paint closed because you'll make it really, really dark. Now, if you want your areas real dark, then hold it closed. Close serve. But if you want it to look kind of crappy and stuff like that, hold your paint back a little bit. And that'll just give it that dusting, kind of dirty look. In any place like your seams and stuff like that, that's where you kind of want to get most of your darker colors. Like around the pockets, down the seams. I just give this a little light dusting, nothing major. I don't know if y'all can see down at the peak, probably not. I think my camera's too close. I'm doing the same concept down here as I did at the top. Excuse me. So we got that on there, and now you can also go back with a brown if you want to. Throw you some brown highlights in there. Let's see if I got more of my brown. Put some brown in there for you. Let's just give it that more of a dirty look. Okay. So now what we'll do is we'll paint the mask. That's not what I need. So I got about the same color paint as I do with the uniform. So we'll spray this mask with that. Missy, it looks like you're my #1 fan. Or looks like you're my only one. That's fine. I was kind of figuring that I'd be infringing on a lot of people's time about this time. A lot of people's on about 7, 8 o'clock, but so ain't a lot of other people, but I figured I'd give it a shot. My paint stopped. That's not good. Okay. Now I gotta unclog that thing. Anyway, what we'll do, we'll just go ahead and paint this mask black since my can is clogged up on. And if you paint your mask or anything like that, guys, make sure you let it air out before you put it on, or you're gonna breathe all that stuff in. So after this does air out, you don't have that, you don't smell it. You will a little bit, but it's not that bad. My dog is getting into it. I actually kind of like the black. All right, so now what we got, guys, we got some, we're going to put a little bit of blood on there. And I'm going to show you how you can just splatter it on there, which is pretty easy. Then we'll take and mix up some epoxy. I'll show you what I got. This is 5-minute epoxy from Home Depot, if you guys can see that. I think it's like $4 or $5 a tube, and it goes a good ways. You got part A and part B in there, so what it does, once you squirt it out, you mix it together, mix your paint and stuff, or whatever it is you're going to put in it. This stuff here, unfortunately, you can't like dip your brush in it and flip it on there. You actually got to take a brush and actually touch the stuff with this because it's so thick. Let me get a big brush and we'll put them on there. Excuse me. Alrighty. So this is what I'm going to do, guys. Let me get this out of here first. You can put your paint on anything. I just got this all prime package. Both those with the paint on here. Now you can mix you some water up in this, make it a little thinner, which we're probably going to have to do to get it to splatter. Let me see if it'll splatter. Oh, perfect. Now this is going to make a mess, so when you do it, make sure you keep that in mind. You are going to have a mess. Let's do a little bit more for the pants. And I like to take a little bit and just put a little bit in the back, but not a whole lot, just a couple little pieces here and there. Let's see what we got. All right, I kind of like that look, so we'll leave it at that. And now we'll mix up some epoxy and try that. You say we'll put a little bit of paint in epoxy. What a mess. That stuff stinks too. Guys, I'm just using scrap stuff around to mix up stuff and nothing major. This is what I got. If you can see that, it's just epoxy and that leftover paint I had. Just mix it together, and once that stuff dries, it dries hard, and leaves a nice shine. So it looks like real blood, but like I said, it does stink. So we'll just go through and kind of put it on there. Good old blood splatter. So something like that, guys. It looks like you got big old thick chunk coagulated blood on there. Looks pretty cool. Now you can go as thick as you want, or you can just go as thin as you want. However you want to do it. So it's 5-minute epoxy, so it sets up pretty quick. So that's what we got. As far as that goes, guys, it's pretty simple. I know you can't see a whole lot of it, but move back a little bit. So I'm kind of digging the black mask. That turned out actually better than I thought, since my blue stopped working. We got splattered blood on there. We got the real thick splattered blood on it. So I think that looks pretty cool. It's just a simple little thing that you can do. Make your own costumes, and for, like I said, for, you know, this stuff here, I can't remember. I think it was like $4 a tube at the Home Depot. These were probably about $5. The mask are homemade, so it didn't cost me anything. But once you got this here, guys, you can do a lot of masks, or you can do a lot of costumes with it. Depends on how thick and stuff you want your blood on there. So it's pretty simple stuff to do, and you got your nice little costume. You got you a crazy nurse or a rogue doctor, or however you want to say it. So you can also do. I have one of these. Let me see. Let me take these arms off of this for a second. You gotta keep in mind where everything's at. So I've also got one of these that you can put on. on your doctor. And we can do this in the same way. I'll show you how to do a lighter colored one. Okay. So we kind of just went from a nurse to a doctor, or a mad scientist, or however you want to do it. You can name it. It's your costume. You can name it whatever you want to. So there we go. Now we have that. Since that is wet, what we'll do is just try to play with it a little bit and get it set out here, and we'll just come back and we'll distress it a little bit. So where you want to distress it the darkest is around the seams, pockets, collars, the cuffs, stuff like that. Once you get your darker sides, you can just go back and hold it further back and give it a nice light dusting all over. Just kind of make it look like a little rotten. You've been in the grave for a while. Spray in that pocket. You don't want your doctor too clean. Well, in real life, you really want it clean. So there we go. You want to get it in that fresh blood there. So there's your outfit, and we'll just mix up some more blood and throw on there. You don't have to put it on the back, guys. I like to put a little bit, just a little bit on the back. Not a whole bunch. Yeah, looks like a blood splatter now. There we go. And all this paint is just acrylic, so it is going to get a little lighter. Let me show you how light it would get. I got some here that I did before. So this is, you guys can see that. This is just regular acrylic paint. So it's still, you guys can see it. I don't know how well you can see that or not. But you can see it, it's still pretty red. I mean, you're going to use it in a haunted house as a costume, so I think it'll be fine. Now this shirt here doesn't have the acrylic on it. Let me show you one with acrylic. I don't know how well you'll be able to see this. But this one here has the acrylic on it. And I don't know if you all can see it. Figure out where my camera is. There we go. But this is real shiny. It looks bloody. Looks meaty. So that's the one with the acrylic on it. And just regular paint. So the acrylic does make a difference. Just keep that in mind. You know, $4. Why not make it a little bit shinier? A little bit more meatier. Now, when you start flipping that stuff, guys, you're gonna have a mess in the floor. Luckily, I do my floor about every 4 or 5 years, redo it, because I mess it up so quick. But hey, JT, glad to see you, buddy. Who else we got? Lloyd. Hey, Lloyd, nice to see you, buddy. I didn't think he's gonna make it. So what we're gonna do is we're going to put a little epoxy on the jacket itself. So let's mix up some epoxy for that. Like I said, guys, this is a two-part epoxy. Just squirt a little bit out and you're good to go. And of course you have to mix it. What I do is my old paint that's on this paper or whatever I'm using, cardboard, is I put my epoxy on there, mix it up, and mix it right up on that. And that way you got your paint and everything right in there. See it mixing up there pretty good. Now this is 5-minute epoxy, so you have approximately 5 minutes or so to get it on whatever you're working on before it sets up pretty good. Okay. And once you get it mixed up, yeah, big old slob. I like that look. So we want to put this on like you're going to wear it. Guys, another thing is I've had these jackets. I was probably about 25 years old when I bought these jackets. I've got 2 of them. And I've always had some kind of plan for them over the years. I just never did know what. I'm 48 years old now. I think it's time to use them. Get them out of my closet. There we go. So there we go, guys. There's our Road Doctor, or whatever you want to call it, all painted up, all distressed looking. Let me get him out of the good paint there. So, yeah, they turned out pretty good. So we got it over my hands. Should wear gloves. If you want to clean your hands, you can use some nitrile cavity filler. Actually, it's just alcohol. So if you guys got any questions or anything, feel free to ask. I don't mind sharing the stuff that I know, or if you got something that I could do better, by all means, let me know. I am by far an expert at this stuff. If you want to see a lot of distressing and stuff like that, go to Haunted Hills Productions. He usually comes on about every night around 9:30ish. This guy, his crew and him, they're always distressing clown outfits and different outfits like that. I'm always in that group. It's a pretty fun group. So I'll try to hang out in there a little bit. But there's a lot of different videos on YouTube and stuff like that that has different techniques on how you can do that. Like I said, I just use regular spray paint out of the can. And in a couple days, that smell will be going. You can also use latex paint, which is house paint from Home Depot. Mix 50-50 with house paint and water, and you can achieve the same black or brown effect that you're going for. That's probably a little bit of a cheaper way to go because you're using 50-50. I don't think I have any latex. I don't have any latex paint here. Now, keep in mind, guys, with the latex paint, if you're going to start mixing stuff by yourself, you'll need an air compressor or some way to get that paint out on this, because a spray can is already under pressure. So that's one easy way if you don't have an air compressor. I have a couple air compressors. The air compressor I bought it 20 years ago, probably. And that sucker's still going. I bought a big one when I was in the trucking industry. I still got it. Welders and torches and stuff like that too. So there you go, guys. If you got any questions or anything, feel free to hit me up. I'm on Facebook. You guys find me everywhere. I'm on YouTube. I'm sure you guys probably saw some of my YouTube videos. Check them out. Just look under my name. I have a lot of different builds on there. And check out definitely check out Dave the Weird Kid. This guy is just freaking off the chain. He's crazy as all get out, and it's funny. It's very entertaining. Also check out Keith from Cobwebs and Candlesticks. He does some amazing builds, and we've kind of slowed down just a little bit because of life in general. We got to go back to work and do all of our natural life things that we need to do. But in the meantime, we want to share what little bit of knowledge that we have with you guys. Maybe if you take something from what we build and make your own things. And we try to do it as cheap as possible. That way, we're not trying to say, hey man, you need to make a costume. Then it costs you $100 to make the doggone thing. That's not what we're about, man. We poor people. We're going to try to make poor people things, We're going to do it as cheap as possible. And a thrift store find or free paints or whatever it may be, we're going to try to go that route. It just makes it a whole lot easier and cheaper. So some of these vendors I've seen on there, a costume like this would probably cost you, $100 and up. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to make my own. This here, like I said, I might have $5 in it total. If you really add everything up just to get started, so you got a $3 can of spray paint, you got a $5 epoxy if you wanted to use epoxy. You don't have to. I got this at the craft store for, I think it was like $1.50 or $2 or something like that. Spray paint, $3-4, depending on which one kind you get. A costume, like I said, I got about $5 in this costume. Now, back in the day when I bought these jackets, they were a little pricey. If I remember correctly, I think I bought 2 of them for around $50. So that's been 20 plus years ago. You can probably get them cheaper now, but this here was just another shirt, so your headband. Eventually, guys, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to break out my sewing machine, and I'm going to make some different hats. I'll make some that old style hats that they had used to stick up in the front. You can put a little cross on them, so you can cut you out a little cross on some paper, put that on the front or the back or the head, the mask, however you want to do it. Part of the same concept, if you go to make like a psycho ward or something like that, you can use the same concept. This concept goes with about everything, so this is not just to this costume. You can put this on about everything. Now, I did get the welder's creepy costume. I've got these from Tractor Supplies, the only place I can find that had them in stock. And everything I get, guys, I try to get an extra large. I can get them in different sizes or whatever, but I'm starting to pack on a few pounds. But this gives you a little bit more freedom. As you can see the arms. So my problem is lengthen the arms and the legs whenever I buy shirts and stuff like that. So this is going to be part of our creepy welder's costume that I will be giving away whenever I hit 1,000 subscribers on my YouTube. And what I'll do, guys, is I'll go ahead and I'll buy a couple different sizes, or I'll make one up. Then whoever wins one, just give me your size, and I can just go and get your size, so you'll have something that'll actually fit you and not too big. I bought a pack of gloves to go with the welder's costume. They didn't have the kind I wanted. I wanted the old style that was the dark brown or the lighter brown gloves. This is all they had in stock, so I got them anyway. So if I find another set somewhere that's brown, I'll use them. Also, they didn't have the apron I wanted to put on it in brown. They had it in black. And I wanted to break up, and that's going to be another thing, guys, is your visual viewing whenever you see a costume or something. What's it going to look like? What's it going to look like in the daytime? What's it going to look like in the dark? So this is what we got for that. And we'll distress this. Now, since this is dark, we're going to put a little bit of black on it, but we're also going to put some gray on it. And that gray will enhance it a little bit. So you're not going to be able to hardly see the black on it, but the gray is going to stand out. So you put a little bit of gray on it, then spray it a little bit of the black so it kills the gray just a little bit, and it'll still look distressed. Just one way you can do that. And once I get the apron, like I said, we'll distress that. With the dark clothing and stuff like that, you can see how the white goes good with the green. And that's kind of what you want. If this was green, everything's green, everything's just going to blend together. So I'm probably rambling on and probably boring you guys to death. But that's what we're going to do with the creepy welder costume is, actually, let me show you what colors we're going to use in that. This is the helmet I started. I've got about 3 or 4 of these, so I'm going to make probably 3 or 4 of them. I am going to bloody these up a little bit, and I'll use the same technique as I did on these. Only I'll probably use more epoxy on this plastic than regular paint. So you can still see how the thing is all dirty dust. So I'll use these greens and yellows on this here just to make it kind of match. You can see it's going to look pretty good together with the blues and the greens and the blacks and bloody reds. And then we'll put a apron on him maybe a tool belt. So that's going to be an expensive little ordeal to make this costume. So I'll probably have a couple $100 in that costume by the time it's said and done, if I can get it the way I want. And that's what we're going to give away on my 1,000th subscriber on my YouTube channel. So that's going to be a fun little project. And I think that's about it, guys. Hope I didn't bore you guys to death too bad. We appreciate you watching. And if you like this kind of stuff, let me know. And I'll do more Facebook Lives. This is my first time. So hopefully it's doing all right. And once I get it all figured out, it'll be a little bit better. So hope you guys enjoy. You guys stay safe. If you guys in the Alabama area, it's supposed to be 58 miles an hour wind gust, and it's raining outside. So hopefully no tornado warnings are out, but you know how that can change real quick in the south. All right, guys, you guys be safe, and we'll see you on the next video. So I appreciate you all watching. And as always, guys, it don't have to be perfect. Just make it. Just make it like this. All right, guys, keep it creepy. Thanks for watching.